Any. I see one bobcat. There's deer enough. There's a lot of deer around. There's a lot of deer tracks. We got moose around. I had 4 up in the woods the other day. They had mother and father and 2 little ones. I tried to get a picture of the small ones, but I didn't. I couldn't catch up with them. Too damn fast for me. But I love hunting, but I don't hunt like I used to. I've given most of my guns away to my nephew. He says I can take them anytime I want them, but I figure I'm getting old and I never know when you're going to drop dead. I thought he might as well give my guns away. And I had a lot of HO cars. I still got 3 boxes of them. You see, I did stuff for the kids in Swanzey. I had a bunch of kids, boys. We had 3 different groups. There was anywhere from 6, 7, 8, and 9 was peewees. And then we had the juniors, they was older, 9, 10, 11. And then we had the seniors was 14 and up. Those little electric cars, you know, we had 70 feet of track. I designed it around, you know, the way we had it made, because the kids, the drum corps had it, but they got sick of it. All they had it going around circles and over crosses. And that is not racing. I took and made a lot of corners, you know, and then I made a lot of straights. I had once what we took off was 15 feet. And then you go down that and you come to a nice big fat corner that you had to turn. And Mike Gamallo, he wanted to try some of the cars. He's the one that runs the store down there. Well, he opened that thing up just fast as he could go. He come right off a track, went right into the wall. Wonder didn't smash the car. You got to slow down on the corner. You can't go. And I didn't have no fences around. That's not racing either. You had to learn how to drive. You had to stay on the track. And the kids learned that. They know they couldn't win unless they stayed on the track. Because I had men putting them back on the corners. If they come off, they put them back. But they know that slows you down if you keep putting them back. So the kids slow down. I had some pretty good kids and pretty good racers. I never raced against them. I did practice, you know, we did, but my cars were all too fast for theirs. I kept mine right up. They didn't keep theirs up good.
Ready to go?
I used to keep mine right up.
Way down, right?
And you don't put much oil on them. But this Pasquarelli, he had an old car. He made a cardboard body for it, put on it, and he used to put the oil to them wheels, you know, turbo. Then the motor, most cars won't even run. But his car would go so fast. And somebody told him one day, maybe if you cleaned it, it'll go even faster. He cleaned it, it slowed it right down to nothing. He oiled.
What was it like in Swanzey during the Depression?
Depression? Well, let's see now. What year was that? Because I was married from 41 to 46.
32, 36, 38?
Oh yeah, well that was, yeah. But we lived on a farm, so we had our own gardens, our own cows, our own milk, our own eggs. So it didn't amount nothing to us.
What was it like during World War II?
Well, I wished I'd have gone, but they wouldn't take me. I don't know why. I can't understand why they didn't take me. I went twice and they failed both times. How come? I played softball for 50 years and I wasn't sick. I'm wondering if they thought I was too nervous. I was a little nervous when I went in there. I just wondered if they didn't kick me out because I was too nervous. because I can't understand nothing else. Christ, I played softball for 50 years. I must have been in pretty good shape. I could run like a deer. Can't now, but I used to.
And so what was it like here? What was it like living in Swanzey then during the war?
Oh, God, I don't know. I know I go to Keene or something. They used to call me 4F or something. And they'd yell at you. You get on the bus, they'd yell at you. I almost get in fights all the time because I wasn't a draft brother. I went, but I failed to make it. I don't know why. I can't understand that. My wife tried to find out, and she couldn't find out. You didn't get nothing. I don't know why I didn't, but I didn't. Well, the first time I went over, I didn't want to go. I just got married. I didn't want to go to war. But I just got married. The second time, I wanted to go because we wasn't getting along good. And I figured, lonely heart, you know, would get fonder or something. So I figured, but then I failed again. Didn't make it. But I don't know why. Because I know one of my friends, he's a, well, he was my related, he's a cousin to me. He was the most nervous man I ever saw. He made it. He ended up down to Puerto Rico and around some of those places. My father was in the service. He was in there when Pancho Villa was down there in Mexico. My father was in 1914. He wasn't married. I've got pictures of him home in his uniform. I got a picture about like this with must be 100 guys in it from the Key National Guard. And he's in that. And my uncle's in it. Uncle Bill is my father's brother. And they was in it. It was in the National Guard. He told me one time, they used to go down to Massachusetts somewhere and camp. And that's when they were having, the war was over in Europe, I guess, but we wasn't in it. We didn't get into it about 1918, I guess, that we was only in it about 6 months. Then they had lost more men than anybody, I guess. And
how are you? You having a good summer?
And I got those pictures of him. I got a picture about that big with he's got his uniform on. He's up in the square of Keene. And you know, and that circle thing goes around. He was right in there. He had his uniform on. I took it over in the cemetery when Memorial Day and showed some of the soldiers that were there. They said, you better hang on to them. Those are pretty important. And my father was in that in 1914. Pancho Villa. He was quite a guy. I guess the United States got rid of him, though. I think they finished it. Yeah, but the war, well, at first I wasn't, my two brothers, they worked night and day, I guess. My oldest brother and another younger one. And they put them right on the working thing, you know. They couldn't send them to war. They put them, I don't know what they call it, there's something, they put them right in that so they couldn't go to war. They couldn't draft them. At the end of it, I was in that. So they couldn't, so I don't know why in the hell I couldn't have got in, but that's one of those things.
Hope your sister's not home destroying the house.
But,
Now, you've walked in the woods a lot in Swanzey.
oh boy.
What kinds of things have you found?
Well, I got something home. It's probably worth, I've been offered $1,000 for it. It's a button. And it's got a buck deer on there jumping. It's a corps that was in the Revolution. They were all Negroes. This was a Negro Corps, Bucks of America. I've got a book home. I had a book home. It was about the Revolution and stuff. They got that button in it with that deer jumping. And if it's Negroes, they come out of Washington, Mass. That's where they started from. I'm going down there, so I got to get Stan sometime to get down there and see if they got any, if they still got anything, because they got guys buried. I got a book and it's got a picture of a guy that was in that corps. But they buried him outside of the cemetery, not in it. See, he was Negro. So they buried him. I don't believe in that stuff. And they buried him on the outside of it. And he was a hero. That's terrible. I don't like that at all about Negroes. We got a cellar hole over by Calkins Road there. It's Jake Plummer. It's just a little below his house, and he said he calls it a nigger cellar hole. So Negroes must have lived in it. I don't call them niggers, but he's what he called them. But I looked up the word nigger, and I had to find it in the encyclopedia. It's a little black seed and a flower in South America. A little black seed, and that's its name, nigger. It has nothing to do with a Negro. It's just the name of that. They're going by that because the seed is black, but they didn't name it because it's black. They called it the nigger. That was the name of that seed. I looked it up in the book. It wasn't nothing to do with Negroes. They would just, but that sounds like it because the seed was black. So the seed was named nigger, but that didn't mean nothing about black. So.
What else have you found in the woods?
Oh. Well, I've seen bobcats out there. I've heard them yowling. I've hunted them. I've shot a few. I've shot them out of trees, but my dog don't know where they are when they go up a tree. I have to find them. As soon as the dog shuts up back and I know the cat's up a tree, so I run right in just fast as I can go to get there. And then I look up in the tree and there he is. One day I was going in and I fell down, snow on the ground. It got in my gun barrel. I had to take it all apart, take a stick and ram the snow out. You can't shoot shots at it, it would blow it. It would blow that barrel. Because my father one time, he had a shotgun, double barrel. He shot at these dogs that was bothering his cattle and stuff. He didn't try to hit them really, but he shot at them anyway. But he didn't put only one in there. He had a double barrel, but he only put one in. But then he took, when he come out, when he opened it, he put the next bullet right back in the same place. The wadding and stuff was still in the barrel. It didn't go out of the gun. Nothing. And so when he fired it again, it blew the side of it. It's a wonder he didn't get hurt. You see, that bullet didn't come out of there. The wadding all stayed in there. When he shot that, he could have got badly hurt.
Did you ever find any Indian artifacts?
Did you ever find any Indian artifacts in the woods?
Oh yes, I got a thing, I don't know.
How about dead Indian? You ever found a dead Indian in the
I
woods?
found Indian stuff, yeah. I found arrowheads,
Yep.
spearheads. I got spearheads home. I got another thing, I don't know what it is. It's probably to pound with. It's made of stone, but you can see where your hands have been up and down on it. I found that right on the power line, right near the brook.
So
Now we got an
apparently got
Indian
around.
dam, you know, in the river anyway.
Yeah.
You probably seen it.
Yeah.
We got
I
an,
found when I was a
an
kid, I
Indian
found a
dam. It's made out of stone.
Bird point, little small arrowhead that was made of green obsidian.
How'd
And
that get here?
It comes from the Rocky Mountains, out in the west.
I got
Those
an
old boys brought it
arrowhead.
in the canoe. They traded blocks. They got around.
I
Came up
got an
to
arrowhead I
Mississippi, probably
found
the
down by
10-pound
Westport.
block.
I found an arrowhead down by Westport around the old solar hole down there. I was digging away for glass and stuff, and I come up with, got down into there was a lot of white sand, you know, because I think it was a pond there at one time. It was all white sand down there. And so there was the top dirt was dirt, like, you know, dark. Well, I threw some of that white sand into it so I could see anything that popped into it. Well, that arrowhead popped into it. It was made of flint. I got that down by Westport, down there in the field. And so, and then they tell me there is an Indian burial ground down there, and I'm trying to find it. They claim it's an Indian burial ground there where they buried the Indians. I don't know. I hope I can find it.
What about the site over by the Hanrahan farm?
Huh?
What about the site by the Hanrahan farm?
Oh yeah, that was there. They found Indian stuff. My brother found stuff there. He had arrowheads he got out of there. That was right on the river, see? You got that California brook comes in, and they found Indian stuff there. Yeah. Oh, they found a lot of Indian stuff around. My brother had all kind of stuff. My aunt did. She found hers over where the airport is. Remember there used to be a road that went out through there by the airport is. They got it plugged off now. You can't go through there. We used to go through that road over to my grandmother's in South Keene, but now they got it plugged off. I was working down there one time, and I had to get across the brook, and well, I took my shoes and things off, and I started to go across, and the water kept getting deeper and deeper. I ended up naked before I got through. I had everything on. I hold them over my head and went across. I had to work out there, see? So I ended up on the airport, and of course you had to keep away from the planes and stuff, but I had to work here. But then I had to go back through that water again. Oh, Jesus, I'd done more things. I was over in Jeffrey one time. I come down to this place in a big flat piece, nothing but swamp, and the road ended up right in it. What the hell could I do? I could see them. All I had to do was go another 100 yards. Took off my clothes again, jumped right in. Went right across, put them back on again. You have to do what you have to do. But as a kid, though, we used to do a lot of sliding. We had 3 different hills: Christian Hill, Whipcomb Hill, Cobble Hill, and West Street, of course. Yardley's Hill, we called it. No man but Yardley lived there. The story about him is he was a kind of a bachelor. He lived in Marlboro. He moved over here after he had a girl he was going to marry. She died on her wedding night. So he come to Swanzey to live. He had a little camp along just down the hill from us.